the King has praised the selfless army of volunteers serving communities across the country, describing them as the essential backbone of our society, in his Christmas broadcast. Hours after he was joined by almost all of his family for the traditional royal Christmas service at Sandringham, Charles paid tribute to Britons who dedicate their lives to service. Charles said the presence of community stalwarts among his coronation guests emphasized the meaning of the ceremony, a call to us all to serve one another, and he concluded by thanking those who were caring for our common home. Video clips accompanying the speech also showed all senior working royals during the 10-minute address, his wife the Queen, naturally, as well as the Prince and Princess of Wales, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and the Princess Royal. Earlier, hundreds of royal fans turned out to see the King at Sandringham earlier, where he and Camilla were joined by the Prince and Princess of Wales along with their children Louis, George and Charlotte, the Tyndalls and their children, Princess Anne, Princess Edward and Sophie. Prince Andrew was joined for the service by Sarah Ferguson for the first time in more than 30 years. But the Duke and Duchess of Sussex Harry and Meghan are again spending their fourth Christmas in California, after another tumultuous year failed to heal their rift with Charles. King Charles has only met his youngest granddaughter, Princess Lilibet, once. Harry and Meghan were reported to have been open to being invited to Sandringham this year. But any suggestion this would happen was quickly scotched by royal sources. The King has used his second Christmas speech to highlight his green message just weeks after giving the headline speech at the COP28 Climate Change Conference. Proving he is finding ways to adapt a lifetime of environmental campaigning to his new role as monarch, Charles stressed the need to care for the earth for the sake of our children's children. Standing by a living Christmas tree, which will later be replanted, covered with environmentally friendly decorations, he said in the broadcast address, "To care for this creation is a responsibility owned by people of all faiths and of none. We care for the earth for the sake of our children's children. During my lifetime I have been so pleased to see a growing awareness of how we must protect the earth and our natural world as the one home which we all share. I find great inspiration now from the way so many people recognize this, as does the Christmas story, which tells us that angels brought the message of hope first to shepherds. These were people who lived simply amongst others of God's creatures. Those close to nature were privileged that night." The broadcast, made this year by ITV, also featured footage from environment events during his state visit to Kenya in November.